What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I'm Frankfurter. That is Magically Average. And today, we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts. But before we do want to give our condolences to the family and friends of Hayden Panettiere. Growing up with, her and so many different things that I either played or, watched, it's really was kind of a gut punch, especially after all of this news about Kingdom Hearts over the weekend came out. So, our condolences to the family and friends. But we will be talking about specifically the anime series that was confirmed over on Friday evening at D23. There's not a whole bunch to talk, well, not to talk about. There's definitely plenty to talk about when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, but there wasn't a whole lot in the presser for what the series is going to be about. Um, so, reading from the Walt Disney Company website, Kingdom Hearts working title, an original anime series inspired by the globally beloved video game franchise, has been greenlit for Disney Channel and Disney Plus. Developed in partnership with the video game creator Tetsuya Nomura, the creative team at Square Enix, the series reimagines the iconic adventure with a brand new story that will expand on the universe of Kingdom Hearts while celebrating the characters that have captured the hearts of millions of fans around the world. The news was announced tonight at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan event. Quote, Kingdom Hearts has captivated gamers everywhere with its unique blend of adventure and imagination, said Io Davis, President Disney Kids and Family. Um, and I quote again, there's something really exciting about taking a world fans have spent years exploring through the games and bringing it to life in a completely new way. And with a creative team that is working closely with the legendary Tetsuya Nomura, our new series will be unmistakably Kingdom Hearts, while giving fans a whole new way to experience the world they love. Kingdom Hearts WT joins the growing slate of original animated series for Disney Plus alongside series that include Dragon Striker Phineas and for Big City Greens, and upcoming Messi and the Giants, Warrior Cats, and Journey. The series reflects the platform's continued focus on crafting stories filled with magic, wonder, adventure, and heart for a new generation of kids and
Heart.
families. Heart, the heart. Anyways, you being a not Kingdom Hearts fan, like just because I'm just gonna gush here and I'm gonna throw out all my freaking fan theories, etc., my theories. So, what is your take on this? So, like, how do you feel about this?
I I I don't know. I really couldn't care less if I'm being honest. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I actually take a lot of joy in. And that's just because I don't like this series all too much and I find the fans to be insufferable at times. I can't wait for the anime to have an actually coherent story and the fans lose their fucking minds because they're like, this isn't Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is not supposed to make sense. Kingdom Hearts just supposed to be stupid darkness. It's in your heart, and you have to
The
show the
bees.
light, and the key unlocks the different worlds. It's not supposed. There's not supposed to be anything beyond it. The story is a mess. It's gobbledygook. Stop trying to make it make sense. That's what I can't wait for. But I don't know. I've I've never thought it needed an anime. The games themselves are effectively a show. Look, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, okay? I've watched gameplay because god damn do I love watching people play it because the commentary is always fantastic. But the amount of cutscenes that are in this franchise and the little amount of actual gameplay is staggering. It is
You
effectively
would
a TV show. No, 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 no,
no, you've
no, no,
never
no.
played the fucking game, so I'm gonna
I've
stop you
watched,
there.
I've
No.
watched, I've watched gameplay. No time skips. I've watched full gameplays of the 40 to 50 hours of just that is Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, I've watched full gameplay. I've
There is
seen.
a lot of gameplay to it. There are
I
still a
know
lot of
there
cutscenes,
is.
but there is a lot of gameplay to it.
You cannot argue with me that the video game is 40% cutscene and 60% gameplay.
It is 35-65, and you better
Sh-
fucking take it or leave it.
I'll give you 40. That's all you're lucky I didn't say half and half. Okay? If I'm being real. Okay? I don't. And
Fair enough.
if you're counting the gummy ship scene sequences in like the original Kingdom Hearts as a part of gameplay, I need you to go shove a big one up your own pooper because that's not gameplay.
Uh, Spoilers, it's in every game, and it
Oh,
is
great.
gameplay. So,
Oh my god. You are
anyways,
the you're the worst of the fans, I feel like.
I don't think I am. There are definitely worse
You're the
people
worst
than
of the
me
fans
out there.
because you don't talk about it
Tell
often.
me.
You're
Yeah.
not the one that like wears the merch and like gushes about it all the time. I will throw you under the bus though and say that when the trailer hit, there were two people in a Discord chat that we have with a larger friend group, and god damn it. And
My wife had this commissioned. If you're watching the video, my wife had an art commissioned of me and her eating the palpo for or pal. Oh God, I can never pronounce it.
oh, fake
The
fan.
fruit in
Fake
Kingdom
fan.
Hearts.
Fake
Yeah,
fan.
fuck your couch.
Fake fan.
Had an artist commissioned to draw us in the Kingdom Hearts world. So fuck your couch.
Back
But
to what I was saying.
back to what you're
The
saying.
two
Calling me fake fan.
schoolgirl like reactions to the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 had me rolling on the ground. Like picture me. I'm at a UFC fight over the weekend, so I'm like in a stadium full of steroid out
Testosterone
fans and like people that are just like itching for someone to egg them on just so that they could pretend like they're in the UFC for once in their lives. And it's
Yep.
just testosterone filled room effectively. And I'm getting these updates like, oh my god, like incoherent messages. But I digress.
My exact phrasing on Saturday was at our buddy Mick, crying, puking, smiling. I need it now.
You then send an incoherent message of just you button mashing your keyboard, though.
That was Friday, but yes, that was
Whatever.
after the
But okay,
original
but
trailer
I
came
say
out.
this
But yes.
but I say this to say like you're not one of the overtly loud fans of the series. However,
No, because I know how annoying those fans are.
However, you are quietly opinionated and you will make sure people understand your opinion if and when the conversation comes about. You won't start a conversation. I'll give you that. You won't like try to shoehorn in Kingdom Hearts talk. Okay? I'll acknowledge that. But if Kingdom Hearts talks come up, by golly, you're an annoying fuck about it. Your opinions are so strong. And then you're like, but that's just, And then it's just back to being
Anything
quiet
else?
again. No, that's it.
So this is a series that my wife and I bonded over when we first met. Within 2 years of dating, I want to say.
That makes sense.
Kingdom
She
Hearts
definitely
3
feels like she was a part of the darkness to begin with.
she's one of the fucking
Light
darkness beings, whatever.
Yeah. What
No,
is it? The
anyways.
13 at the
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Now that you say like,
Fake fan,
fake fan, like I can't. Organization 13.
There you go.
You bitch.
What's her name backwards? Would it be Xmas? Oh, it's Christmas. It's backwards. Xmas.
I hate you.
You were
Anyways.
you definitely put your name backwards when you were coming up with your own character name.
No, I didn't. No, my
X-Cramp.
Xbox Live name.
X-Cramp.
My Xbox Live name back in the day was a Tubby Kid, and then I was just like, no, I'm gonna change it. And I think it was a depressed baby purely for Halo because it just would be funny you got killed by a depressed baby, and then I changed it. I was like, that's a little dark, and then I changed it to a Tubby Kid, and then I just ended up at Frankfurter at some point. So
I think
there's that. But
my buddy did the randomizer for that. This is a side story, but it's really funny. He got spicy ginger. Or like spicy redhead or something. And I was like, that's
wonderful.
Who put that in? But all right, anyways,
go
on, talk about your series.
So yeah, again, Mick and I were gushing over this series, but specifically just talking about the anime here. The presser again has little details as about what it's going to be about, who it's going to revolve around, where in the timeline it's going to be. The character that is shown off on the key art is a character we do not know who they are, yet they are still wielding a keyblade. You don't see what the ornament at the end of the keyblade is, nor the shape of the key. So it's just one of those things like, it is really left up to somebody's interpretation as to what this is really going to be about. And so my theory about what is going to happen here
Oh
is
boy.
that this is going to be a situation like Final Fantasy 15. And
Oh,
let
another
me walk
series that
with
I adore.
Yes, I know. Absolutely. But the reason why I say that is Final Fantasy 15 leading up to its release had an anime TV show that was a prequel to basically like in the game they had like a cutscene, you're at the kingdom, and then it's like, okay, road trip. But the beginning parts of the road trip was like covered in the anime, and then they break down, and that's where the game kind of really truly begins. But you had an anime that went over, the road trip part and went into the past of each character and kind of expanded upon each character, etc. And so my feeling here is that we are going to get this show before the fourth game comes out as like a bridge between 3 and 4, so that way they can make sense to the like you
So-
were saying, like, hey, you're gonna have like a sensible story. So it's going to, and I agree, it's going to be a sensible story because this is going to be aimed at kids. I think that
Yeah.
this is going to be a bridge between the third and fourth game to explain where Sora is, because in the trailers for the
So
fourth game, Sora is not in any of the worlds and he's not dead because they go to Hades in Hercules' world because, as Hades says, everybody who dies comes through here. However, Sora is not here. So they are trying to figure out where he's at. He's dead, but he's not.
he's in the egg
So
still.
he's in a weird
He's been
realm, which
he's been
is like
Roxas the whole time.
the only. Really, I fucking. God, this is
The funny thing
rage
is
bait.
that
This is gonna be
well,
rage bait Frank the episode. That's it.
it's
That's
not
all this
rage
is
bait.
going to
Here's the
be.
thing. Am I saying anything wrong? It's in the fucking game. That's the hilarity of it, is that I'll say these things and you'll interpret it as me just trying to bait you into getting mad, like, oh, he's just doing this to piss me off. I'm like, no, this is how the game is written.
It's a little bit
Kingdom
of both.
Hearts 2
You have to
starts
admit
with
it.
a
It's a
random
little bit
character.
of both.
Kingdom Hearts 2 starts with a random character in a random town that you have to explore for like 5 hours and do some stupid game where you bat each other in the face with foam bats, and then you have to defeat an adult who just points at you and just like, "Arr!" Like you win a trophy with a bunch of jewels on it, and then he slowly starts to connect the dots, and then you're like, oh, I'm an idiot. Roxas spelled backwards is just Sora with an X in it, or like you jumble the words around, and then you're like Organization 13. That is literally how Kingdom Hearts 2 starts. Don't at me. I told you, I've watched through playthroughs. I can't suffer through playing the game on my own, but I will watch a hilarious comedy duo or trio play it on end on end. I don't care. So I know Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I haven't looked into 3. You got to fill me in there. Actually, don't. I'm okay. But
All you need to know about 3 is that
Wasn't
Xehanort and all the Xehanort clones, they're done, they're gone. You
Xehanort.
don't have to worry about them.
What a name. I love that name. Xehanort.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's getting Norded any more times.
Oh.
It's over with. So we're on to a new saga, as you will. I mean, for all you One Piece fans, that's what you can equate Kingdom Hearts 4 to. It's a new saga. But no, I do think that this is just going to be, again, as much as I hate to fucking say you're right, a coherent story that links 3 and 4, because there's a lot of details about where Sora is that like are kind of implied that the viewer knows what they are or where they're at or what things are. Like they threw out a few terms in there, like what the world name was, which I forget off the top of my head. They threw out the Dandelion Patrol, I think is what the other term was. And they had a character on screen which has only been shown off basically in the mobile game, which, again, if you know nothing about Kingdom Hearts, there are 3 mainline games, about 9 spin-off games, and a mobile game, and every singular one of them, other than the musical game, like the rhythm game that they released, every single one of them is integral to the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
They had a they That's an upsetting statement. They had a rhythm game?
Yeah, I own it. It's one of the ones where it's just like you push X square, circle, triangle type deal.
Can I
What's up?
let me say one thing real quick. because I do agree with you, and I'm gonna be a partner in this conversation. I won't be a combatant for now. I'm probably gonna turn against you momentarily, but couple things. One, Tetsuya Nomura did post online that I'll give you the Sparks Notes version basically, but I will be quoting, and I quote, oh, he's leaving, so it doesn't matter. No one cares that you have the box. No one cares you have the box. Sit your funky ass down. Cool.
This is the musical game.
That
Anyways.
wonderful. Quoting Tetsuya Nomura, while I cannot share specific details just yet, I have been holding close consultations with the scenario team and the art team when necessary. This is the part where I bet more people are excited. And we have even created new character designs specifically for this project. So not characters, but character designs.
Right.
Which, yeah, I mean, like, we have no information, right? But I would probably, if I were to take a guess, being someone that has not played the games, has only passively played them through Let's Plays that I've watched hours upon hours over the years, I that makes the most sense. And I will equate it, though. Well, sorry, no. I will contrast it, though, to a scenario that I went through with one of my most favorite franchises. It's kind of fallen off. And say that my only fear is that they might pull an Assassin's Creed. To which, if you are a person out there who doesn't know, after Assassin's Creed, the third game in the Ezio Auditore di Firenze trilogy. I always forget that one. It's Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and then starts with the C.
Revelations.
It's
Revelations.
Yeah, it is Revelations. Why do I think it started with the C? It's because it's in Constantinople. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that might be it.
Square Enix, because I think Ubisoft. There we go.
It's Ubisoft.
Yep.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Anyways, that's a whole different topic.
Ubisoft, yeah. They released a 40-minute short film about the events taking place after Ezio defeated the one person, a part of the matriarch, and got the Apple of Eden. And did all that stuff, right? It was like the aftermath because he kind of retired, we'll say. And he was met with an assassin who had traveled from Asia. And we were like, ooh, that's a teaser for the next Assassin's Creed. Because at this time, they had not announced where Assassin's Creed 3 was going to just be taking place. All they said was there's Assassin's Creed 3 coming out at some point. Yeah. And in between the announcement, them saying that, and the actual announcement of what Assassin's Creed 3 was going to be, they released that video. So everyone was like, oh, wow, this is going to be like, hopefully we'll get like feudal Japan or maybe even China. Like, it'd be really cool to do like 1400s China, which is obviously well before the events that took place, or not well before, right around the same time, I think, if memory serves, for Assassin's Creed 2 and then the Brotherhood and Revelations. What do we get, though? After all this hype, after all this like build up and like people are getting excited, Assassin's Creed 3, here's the reveal. It's the 1770s in America during the Revolution.
Yeah, because what was that side game that they released? Was it Assassin's Creed China?
It was a side
scroller.
It was a side scroller game that was the assassin one that was based, I guess, around China, if you could even say that. It was absolute trash. But it was just my heart. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. First off, we go from Italy for 2 and Brotherhood. We go to Constantinople in Revelations. So you get all this like amazing architecture and great just like designs for the world. It's fun to explore and adventure, and you feel like you're truly like being an assassin because you're diving up from rooftops and doing all the classic stuff that you want to do.
Right.
And then you go into Assassin's Creed 3 and you're like, I'm just going between Boston and Philadelphia. There's like 5 houses amongst these 2 cities. And then the rest of it's just snow and woods. This is boring. So me complaining about one of my favorite franchises is just to say that I do have a sinking suspicion, not a sinking suspicion, but there is a slight tinge of fear in that they might just make this series a non-canonical complete departure from the mainline Kingdom Hearts. And I will note, to your point, as you, like the nerd you are, pointed out, they're hiding his ornament. They're hiding the shape of the keyblade. It looks like Sora's hairdo, kinda.
It's not.
Uh,
No.
he honestly looks like he's like a
He
Nordic
looks more like
warrior.
Riku. He more so looks like Riku with long hair and then like furry armor. Because he's got like the wolf pelt on the back. He's got the wolf
Nordic.
like yeah, I guess
Yeah,
Nordic,
like
sure.
Viking, you can say. Yeah. And it looks
Sure.
like it could be snowing. Oh. But
But yeah.
that is like, if I'm thinking through, I want to market Kingdom Hearts to the fans, to those who love this series, and I want them to know like what to kind of expect. You would just put Sora up there, or something to indicate that it is Sora / the main crew adjacent, right? This
Right.
screams, ooh, we might be getting away from our main storyline and kind of doing more of an exploratory, like, what if Kingdom Hearts was this type of thing? Because I will quote real quick, Tetsuya Nomura in his same post stated, quote, I cannot say anything more at this moment, but the single piece of key art released serves as a hint. Please let your imagination run wild as you await further updates. That's not usually something you would hear from like someone who created the series, assuming that it's going to stay within the confines of the already created narrative tale that's being spun between 1, 2, and 3, and now obviously into 4, right? So that is my one big kind of asterisk on this, to say I could see this being its own standalone thing,
Yeah,
unrelated to what's been created so far.
when you started talking, my brain kind of went to like, okay, what could feasibly the story be? Because this person does look way out of, we'll call it like setting from everybody else that we've seen, unless this is specific to a Disney World, which I don't think it is.
Oh, it's
My
frozen.
own, it's
It's
frozen,
frozen.
guys.
Oh,
Um,
I was gonna say it's Ice Age.
no, I mean,
I'm
if
kidding.
anything, it's closer to Beauty and the Beast. But
Yeah.
my so my brain went to the fact that yeah, they're talking about that this is going to be, this is being presented to kids because it is in partnership with, Disney Kids and Family. So my
Yeah.
brain went to this is not going to be a, stopgap between 3 and 4. This is going to go before the prequel, which was Birth by Sleep. This is going to be like the first story, like this is like the first stop in the timeline so that they can eventually tell the rest of the story. I think this will predate everything that we've seen before because it is more of a Viking or Nordic or, kind of more primitive um armor set that this character is wearing. I say armor set as if, anybody really wears armor, but for the lack of a better term, outfit, armor, whatever. To the point where that, yeah, this could predate pretty much everything that we've seen before. Why start kids off in the middle of a story or reimagine the beginning of a story when you can just start the new story or start it over or tell like point zero, here's how we got here, here's how we expanded everything. I know that the mobile game technically is like the furthest back in the timeline, so it would predate that, which I don't know how they would do that or what they will do. I am excited for this, and I even talked to my wife Sam, who is not an anime enjoyer by any means of the word. Like she'll watch a movie with me here and there, but like it really depends on what it is for her
Mm-hmm.
to watch it, because she just does not like anime. She begrudgingly was like, "Yes, I'm gonna watch it because it's Kingdom Hearts," but I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Like I really don't, and so I kind of agree. I think that it'll either be a stopgap between 3 and 4. I think that's gonna be a little harder to do if it's aimed at children, or they are going to put it at the very beginning of the timeline somehow, or even after the mobile game before Birth by Sleep, somewhere in that space of the timeline.
So, been collecting my thoughts on how I want to word this, and it might just end up being two questions.
Okay.
So as a fan, would you appreciate it more if the anime tried to integrate itself with the existing story? Not to say that it has to exclusively fall within, between 3 and 4, right, as that bridge gap,
Right.
but kept in line with how everything had already been told, regardless of where in the timeline it's being placed? Or would you prefer it just be a wholly separate story that's just told within the larger universe, if you can categorize it as that, of Kingdom Hearts? I guess it's like, do you want it to be a really awkwardly placed, like, insert in lieu of a game? Or would you rather just be like, this is just a completely different project that just has the name Kingdom Hearts associated with it?
As an anime fan, and kind of even as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I'd go with the latter. I'd prefer this just be an original title
Yeah.
somewhere, like whether it be a soft reboot of the series to tell it in a just more easy to digest way.
Mhm.
Um, I think that would be preferred. I wouldn't prefer this being somewhere in the timeline, whether it be at the end of the timeline or the beginning, because that just convolutes a whole ton. Um, Also, for the fact that, and this is just for you, I don't know how much of the story you actually remember. Theoretically and technically, there's only supposed to be one keyblade wielder, or, like one or two keyblade wielders,
Correct.
despite
Yeah.
the fact that multiple people throughout the series wield keyblades.
Yeah, doesn't
So the
Mickey
fact
have a
that we
keyblade at
have
one point? Mickey has a keyblade.
Mickey's got a keyblade, Sora's got a keyblade,
Yeah.
like, it's supposed to be passed down, but yeah, I digress. So, like, to add another character somewhere within the timeline with a keyblade and having to explain how that character relates to any of these other people would just be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So I would prefer this to be kind of a soft relaunch of the series, or even a soft, like, storytelling leading into the fourth game, so that way, if you hadn't played the first three, you still understand what's going on
Yeah.
to start the fourth game, because you know some of the uh, I have a buddy who has been playing through Kingdom Hearts 1 because he lost a bet. He lost a bet, dressed up as Sora, and played Kingdom Hearts 1 on stream. Um, and like, even rewatching him, for the fact that I replayed Kingdom Hearts 1 3 years ago, that game is very dated. Despite all the updates that they've given it for PlayStation 4 launch, the PC launch, the Switch, adaptations, that game is still very dated in the sense that the cameras are clunky as hell and awful to deal with.
Mhm.
The combat is kind of slower, but I mean, it's not super slow, but it can be slow. Things are still broken. So I would really like for this to just be like, hey, here's what happened after Kingdom Hearts 3. Here's where a new story begins, and give it a digestible, just like, this is what you need to know leading into the fourth game for kids, so kids could jump into the fourth game and know exactly what's going on. That would be my
Yeah.
perfect world where I wish it was. If it's not that, I do hope that it is something like parallel universe. Here's a guy that is both Sora and fucking Riku in one body.
Oh
We've
god.
combined their characters. They both have
What
a
about
keyblade,
Kyrie?
you know.
Kyrie!
Yeah, I know. Or maybe Kyrie's in there too. They've got,
Oh god.
it's Disney and it's 2026. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, whether it be the three characters combined as one and they're all living in one brain or something, I don't know. I like, as long as it's digestible for kids, because this is aimed at kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that was gonna be another point I wanted to bring up, and another question was, do you think this is more geared towards like an audience that has not played Kingdom Hearts or an audience that has played Kingdom Hearts? I'm going to take age out of it, right? Because I think you have Kingdom Hearts players that are like half the age of me that have played through all of them because they, found out through a parent or a friend or whatever, right? But then you also have people that are double my age that have played through all of them too, right? So
Yeah.
is in your mind again, and we're going off of quite literally no information beyond it's in production and keep your imagination running wild, fans. Do you think this is going to be aimed at the fans of the series, or is it going to be aimed at, like, are they going to say no, just make this for a younger audience regardless of whether they've played it or not? This is going to be targeted at like a, we'll say, a PG-13 audience. I'm sure it won't actually be PG-13, but
It'll
you know
be
what I'm saying.
PG.
Yeah, but
It'll
like
be a PG audience, but like in my opinion, I think that this will be, and I know this is more of an obscure reference. I hope this is like a Tales of series type thing where each story is like on its own, but there are callbacks to previous games. So I think that this is going to be some for people who have not
yeah, it's
played the games necessarily, but there are enough references in the anime to the old games that people who have played the games can appreciate
mhm.
those references and Easter eggs throughout, but also enjoy the new story.
it
Again, it
It's gonna be
just
like the
really like
LaCroix of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, and I'm not saying that as an insult. I genuinely do think it's going to and this is why I was asked the question first of like, do you think it's going to be within or outside of the storyline? Because I do think the anime is going to be quite polarizing. Like,
yeah.
if you
I mean, every there's people opinionated about Kingdom Hearts. Shock,
well,
shock and awe.
funnel in the anime fans too, and it's going to be hell on earth.
Yeah,
But I
well,
say
I mean that I'm less like worried about because there have been or anime adaptations of video games, and the
oh yeah,
crossover there isn't necessarily huge. Like
no,
Persona
but
like Persona's gotten 3, 4, and 5. Those
Ace
have all been
Attorney.
adapted into animes. Ace Attorney's been adapted.
I mean, even as recent as
Some of the
Cyberpunk.
Tales of games, the Cyberpunk is well, that's a little different
I mean,
because it's not
slightly.
telling. Yeah,
Well, but that's a good example, right? And like again, I the the problem with fans of any beloved series, right, and especially Kingdom Hearts 2, is that I feel like you're not in a really favorable position as the creator or the developing team for this anime because it's almost like no matter what decision you make, there's going to be a lot of people mad, right? If you
yeah.
put it within the timeline, right? Let's say they do the Final Fantasy 15 adaptation style. They're bridging 3 to 4. They're filling in some of those gaps that have been left very wide open between 1, 2, and 3, right? So they're utilizing this opportunity to kind of like touch up things, make some elements more coherent, and then now we're segueing into, all right, here's 4, right? There's going to be fans that are going to be pissed because they're going to be like, that's you're just adding stuff in for convenience sake. This is a disgrace to the story, blah blah blah, right? And then you're like, all right, it's wholly separate, unrelated to what you've been playing for years and years and years. This is just tangentially related to the Kingdom Hearts universe as a whole. Then fans are going to be like, this isn't Kingdom Hearts. This isn't what this embodies. Like, this is not, you shouldn't even call this Kingdom Hearts. This isn't what we've grown up with. Like, you're not going to have there's going to be an opportunity for every fan to get mad, I'll say.
Yeah,
Um
no, there absolutely will because everybody's opinionated, and
but
if it
that's
doesn't go their way, then they're gonna yell about it.
but that's why, and I think this is the only sensible thing, putting together the pieces, talking out loud too, is I think it's going to be something that they're not marketing towards Kingdom Hearts fans. I think once we actually get a trailer out, it's going to be, clearly,
Uh, yeah.
like something abundantly clear, we'll say, to
Yep.
those watching. Like, okay, I can fill in the gaps and I understand kind of what we're doing here. But until then, this is all just us theorizing what might happen. But I am leaning more and more as we're discussing it to the team or the group of people that honestly believe this will be just something completely separated from what's already been developed and told so far throughout the video games. I just
Which if Square Enix is smart, which they're not always smart, they would do that. But
I mean, it's better than the
I have
Ubisoft
hope.
debate. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. There was nothing worse than getting like the rug pulled out from underneath you, getting that incredible. Which, by the way, if you can find a copy of it, because I can't remember how I got my hands on it. I think like I had like the deluxe edition, and they like quite literally emailed me. They're like, here's a unreleased short film, and I was like, thanks Ubisoft. I'm sure it's online, but you can go watch it. It was great. It's so well done. Like, it looks beautiful. And again, so hyped. Conversations online where this is going to be taking place in this area. And then again, just complete 180. Nope. We're doing before America was founded, fighting off the British in the most boring era because there's quite literally no good exploration other than getting lost in the fucking woods. Like that was it. So I'm sure they won't do that with this. I can't see them actually finding themselves in a position where that could even feasibly occur. But I mean, you're walking through a field that is quite literally riddled with landmines, and you just got to find the one route that's going to have the one that's going to do the least amount of damage. Like you're going to get hit. There's going to be people pissed. There's going to be
Yep.
backlash no matter what you're going to do. Again, with any, and this is not me picking on Kingdom Hearts specifically. It is with every fandom of a series where they spread out into different mediums. You're going to have people upset. It's just the way it is. So
Just the nature of the beast.
what is the strategy that's going to make the least amount of people upset? I think it's saying, "Hey, we appreciate you playing our games, everyone. This has been going on. Like, what was the first game came out in like what 2001, 2002,
2001, I want to say, but
2001? Yeah. So
Kingdom
it's
Hearts.
20,
Jesus, let's
25
see.
years, right? Roughly.
2000
Oh,
or
2000.
2002. 2002. Sorry.
Okay. So close to 25 years now. All right. Been around for 25. If you've played all of our games and have been with us since the beginning, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we say this with all due respect, but fuck off. This anime is not for you. Like that, I mean, that's basically what they have to say, and obviously in a nicer tone and
Professional way.
yeah. But like, I think that's the only way they're going to get it through people's heads to say, look, this is not what you were probably expecting. If you're coming into this assuming that you're going to watch a series about Sora and Kairi and Riku and all the adventures they get up to and whatever timeline we're going to put this in, and it's all going to be interconnected with how everything's been told so far throughout the video games, just know you're going to have a miserable time because this is not that, my guy. This is
Yeah.
something different. So if you want to, just pretend like it doesn't exist because you're not the target audience. The target audience is children, young adults, young boys and girls, okay, who we feel like
7 to 12-year-olds.
yeah,
That is the demographic
would
here.
appreciate a really interesting and unique take on Disney series that are already in existence. And that's another question too, is how much of Disney property are they going to actually put into it? Like, is it going to be limited to just our three main characters of, well, Mickey's barely in the fucking games. He like shows up and and like does one thing and then fucks off.
That was because of a Disney thing for the first game.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And then the second game, I got it. But are you just gonna have Goofy and Donald there the whole time? Like, who knows? Like, are you going to actually walk through?
I don't think they're involved at all. I think it's just gonna be this new character going into different worlds that we haven't seen, or older worlds. Like, because this is an anime and it's not 3D, I don't think we're gonna get any Pixar. I don't think we're gonna get any Star Wars. I
No.
think this is gonna be relegated if Disney is involved at this at all with their worlds, which, if it's Kingdom Hearts, it's gotta be. I think it's gonna be some of the older worlds where it is just traditional animation.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see your Beauty and the Beast, you're gonna see your Aladdin, you're gonna see the Oswald world, or the Riverboat world.
Yeah.
You're gonna see your Alice in
Steamboat
Wonderland,
Willie.
et cetera, et cetera. Steamboat Willie, thank you. Um,
No, I agree.
like
I
those are the type of worlds that you're gonna see in this. If what I am thinking and envisioning this will be, that's what we're probably
yeah,
gonna get.
I think this is me being genuine. Please, please do not take me as this is me being
Oh,
sarcastic.
I'm taking it personal.
All right, well, all right, then that's fine. But the one thing I'm gonna be really intrigued about with this anime is how they're going to develop or create a villain, like a through line villain, because in the
Oh, I
games,
already know how they'll do that.
well,
It'll definitely be fucking, God, fuck, who is the Maleficent? Maleficent has been a
so
villain throughout
well,
the
she had a
series, but
redemption arc in Kingdom
she
Hearts
always
2. She had a little redemption arc at the end in Kingdom Hearts 2. She's like, you owe me one, you little prick. At the
well,
very
she
end
thinks
when
she's a
she's with
bigger villain than she actually
no,
ends up
I
being.
know.
She's just a
But
minor part. So I
he-
think, like, if anything, they'll make Maleficent or Pete the villain in this.
God, if they make Pete the villain, I will watch it. If
So
if
many zippers.
if
So
Pete,
many zippers.
get big like Pete. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, because I say that because in the game, like obviously your main villain is Xehanort, or in the whatever. Um,
Yeah.
like truthfully, obviously this is more prevalent in Kingdom Hearts 2, but like you have almost like two different sides of the game. You have the going through the different worlds, and then each world you have your associated villain, a part of the whatever series that it's capturing. If it's Pirates of the Caribbean or um yeah, like Steamboat Willie with the with Peg Leg Pete and whatnot, right? But then you have your mainline story, right? The defeating the darkness, and it's Xehanort and stuff, right? And Organization 13. Okay,
Right.
so it's like two sides. I'm wondering if they're going to have just that one main villain, or if they're going to take that element of the Kingdom Hearts series and put it into the anime, right? So it's like you go into Aladdin, right? And then it's Jafar, and you're like, okay, and then you go into Beauty and the Beast, and it's Gaston, right? Like whatever it
Yeah.
might be. Or if you're gonna have that main villain that's just kind of ever present throughout the series as they're exploring the different worlds. Um,
Yeah. And I
it'll be
I
interesting.
do think that
Like again, that's me being very genuine because I do like Disney. I really like Disney. Kingdom Hearts was just
yeah.
never called to me. It never spoke to me. And I find it this is me being still genuine. I do find it quite cringy. Like there's some elements that feel just so campy that if I were to play it now as a 31-year-old man, I'd be like, am I gonna be on a list? Like the FBI gonna crash there? Get on the ground.
I really wish you had played this as a kid, so that way you
How
actually
about
would have been
this?
a fan of
How about
this. Because I
this?
feel like as a kid you would have loved the
How
shit
about
out of
this?
this.
I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. If you will do me the honor of sitting down with me as I play through the games, I will play through the games before
Yeah.
this comes
I
out.
will I will
I will
100% do
play
that
through
with
the
you.
games as this come out. But you have to suffer through me making annoying commentary as I play.
Again,
So
as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I also make fun of it. Like there is the Jello Apocalypse video, so basically this is Kingdom Hearts, and they're like, yeah, this series makes as much sense that if you replace the word darkness with bees,
bees,
it
yeah,
makes about the
yeah,
same amount of sense. So
I love
anytime
that video.
I talk about Kingdom Hearts, I fucking say the bees, Sora, the
Yeah, everyone
bees.
turns into Nicolas
But
Cage. The
yeah,
bees,
but oh god.
bees.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think again, if I had to guess as to who the villain was going to be right now, I do think it's Maleficent. I
Yeah,
think
Maleficent makes sense. Yeah.
Maleficent hops around the different
And
worlds,
Peg Leg Pete.
finds the villains, talks to them, kind of like she did in the first game to collect the different princesses throughout the worlds. I think that she does something similar in this
Oh, she made a
series.
harem.
Yeah, she made. Oh God, Jesus, why? I hate.
You hate it
And the
because
fact
it's
that they're
right
all
and it's kind
unconscious,
of
like, in a
funny.
sleep state.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
Well, isn't that
yeah,
just
I
that's
think
just Snow White, but or Sleeping Beauty too.
anyways,
That's both of them, I guess, but whatever. Um,
I think that, again, this is gonna be directed at kids. I
mhm.
think that there are gonna be a lot of people who groan about whatever, there's gonna be people who love it, there's gonna be people who are very overly critical about it, how it doesn't tie into the main series or it doesn't make sense in the timeline,
Yeah.
etc. And to all those people poo-poo on you, this is very much so. And I hate to make this analogy because people fucking hate this fucking show. This is very much so going to be a live action Cowboy
I
Bebop
knew
moment here.
exactly what you're gonna say. I knew exactly what you're gonna say because I was
This is
gonna.
gonna be
Yep.
a fucking Cowboy Bebop live action
Yep.
moment where, hey, straight up, we know right now we know nothing. But going into the Cowboy Bebop live action, we know that this was not a one for one retelling. This was a reimagining of Cowboy Bebop.
And
If
people.
you go into the show with the mindset that this is nothing like the anime except for the characters, you will have a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the live action series. I am one of the few. And I think that people have to have the same mindset going into this show. This is not going to be directed at them.
Yep.
This is going to be directed at kids in the new generation.
Yep.
Just take everything with a grain of salt. Don't take it personally.
Well,
This is again, I know that, this franchise has been around for almost 25 years, which is weird to fucking say, but like
yeah.
people just it's not that serious. It's
I
Kingdom Hearts. I understand. You've sunk in years, decades of your life into this one series, but it's not that serious. Not everything is going to be directed at you.
but the darkness.
Fucking franchises evolve and move on, but
Yeah.
like people stay stuck in the past. It's like you've got to move on and understand that this isn't directed at you. Take what you want out of it that's positive, and if you feel negative about it, shove it. There's so much fucking negativity in the anime space alone right now,
Yeah. Don't.
let alone the Kingdom Hearts sphere. Just if you have any negative feelings towards it, whoop-de fucking do, Basil. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody
I.
cares. Just spread the positivity. If you enjoyed parts of it, be like, hey, as a whole, I didn't enjoy it. However, these are the main parts that I did enjoy.
Yeah.
That would be great. Wonderful. I would love to see that. I know that's never going to happen.
Well, and
So,
that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to just make one final point in that I do feel like some of the onus is on the fandom to have the ability to look inwardly and say, do I genuinely want them to do a one for one retelling of games 1 through 3 as an anime?
hell no.
And exactly, I'm like, as someone who hasn't played it, again, I've only watched the Let's Plays. I've watched hours upon hours, right? But even talking with you and Mick and some of our other like I have close friends that love Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, I should say, not just the
Yeah.
second game. And I talked with them about it. I was like, why do you guys like it? Like, it can't be the story. And they're like, oh, God, no. No, the story is a jumbled mess. It's gobbledygook,
Yeah.
but it's just fun. It's like a really unique way
It,
to take existing properties, integrate them with this like outside character, and have it be kind of like this fun exploratory thing. And like, they've also played through all the other games as well. So, but the problem is that I do think that you all are the minority group within Kingdom Hearts because I do believe genuinely that Kingdom Hearts fans out there would love just a one for one retelling of the games. And I think that's inherently wrong because I'm not saying this to be
it already
insulting.
exists.
Well, it already exists, but I'm not going to say this in an insulting way. I do not want this to come across as it, but there's no other way to put it. The story is dog shit because there's no real coherent story. It's all over the place. To your point, the fact that you can change a key term in the game, such as darkness, because the game is based around defeating the darkness with light, and you can change it to bees, and it still makes about as just as much sense. That's an inherent flaw with the storyline and storytelling, okay? I'm going to give you an example of a situation where I would want a one for one retelling of a video game series. And this is genuinely, well, okay, I have two. Two of them. These are probably my most favorite gaming franchises of all time, which are BioShock and Dead Space, both of which have incredibly deep, well told stories in them, respectfully. You can obviously, the third games for both of them, respectfully, you can say whatever you want about them. I still enjoyed them thoroughly, but the story was still there. The story was always there. The ability for them to narrate the events so well throughout the chaotic nature of both of the respective franchises is superb. And I would actually love just a 1-for-1 anime of those series. I think that would be fantastic. But it's because they have a well-built narrative. They have a story that was told coherently. But the Kingdom Hearts does not. I'm going to say it from the rooftops. I'm sorry if it offends you. Kingdom Hearts does not have a well-told story. One might say, if you're psychotic like me, that it doesn't have a story, period. But I digress. So yeah, I think the onus, though, is on the fandom to understand that and respect that and go into this announcement with the expectation that that shouldn't be what is going to happen. Like they should come into this assuming that that's not the expectation, that it's not going to be a 1-for-1. And in fact, if it is, I think that would be the worst decision Square Enix could ever make. I think it would fail dramatically. I
don't think it'll fail dramatically, but I think that it won't do as well as people anticipated. And the fact that we probably would, more than likely, we would get a season 2.
Well,
However, I feel like people would be less inclined to watch a season 2 if it was.
I say that from the perspective of what my earlier comment, that you're walking in a landmine field, right? And your objective is to take the route that's going to do the least amount of damage. If you willingly go and say, we're going to make a 1-for-1 of the mainline game series into an anime, you're basically just going, hey, if I do a belly flop right here, is this the most concentrated area of landmines? Cool. I'm going to send my body parts scattering then. Here we go. Like, that is voluntarily going and just being like, well, my career's over if I'm the director of this series. Like, that would be a big mistake. But yeah, it's just, I think that the fandom needs to understand this. I say that with a lot of hope for all of you out there, that you do have
and little expectation.
yeah, not much behind that beyond just cope and hope. But like, I think fans need to understand this. I think they need to realistically look at this and be like, genuinely, what would be the best for the franchise? Not what I would want, but what would be the best for the franchise? And I do think pulling it away from what's already been created and making it its kind of its own thing geared towards a different audience. Again, whether it's a younger audience, whether it's to get people interested in the gaming series, whether it is to pay homage to the older generation that's played it. That could be a part of it too, right? But I think the idea would be to remove it entirely from what's already been created and make it its own thing.
Yeah. To put a pin in our conversation and just kind of wrap us up here, as the Kingdom Hearts fan of the duo of us, I am looking forward to this at the end of the day. I am the type of fan who can introspectively look at it and just be like, hey, this isn't aimed at me. However, let's take a look and see what it is and see how it fits into the universe, if it does at all. As somebody who wants to be a funny uncle and a menace to my siblings, I am going to try and inundate my nephews in the world of Kingdom Hearts to make them fucking weirdos to their parents. I'm hoping that this is good.
Listen,
I really do, because this would be a great way for me to be like, hey, Sammy, remember that one game where I played as a kid? They made a really good kid show for it. You should show your sons.
Remember that one game when Goofy took a giant boulder to the dome and lived somehow?
In the 2.5 seconds that I died in Kingdom Hearts 2, I got possessed. It's just like, God damn it, shut up, Goofy. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. I'm cautiously optimistic. I need more information before I can just like settle on the fact that, like, yes, I can raise my expectations that this is in the timeline, or lower those damn expectations to be like, hey, no, this is not for me, but enjoy the ride anyways. So,
I think
thank you all.
Just the announcement alone. No. That wasn't a transition. Come on.
It was
It was
absolutely a
not.
transition. I was
No,
gonna say
you just sped things
think
up. You don't want me talking shit about it. First off, no
you
more of you
you
fans need to
you were
procreate.
like,
First
I'm
off,
gonna wrap up
hang
my
on.
thoughts
No,
here. So
time
I
out.
put the
Time out.
pin in
No,
it and I
because
was gonna end it. And
you
fucked me up now.
you put
fucked
the
me.
demons out into this world.
You
You're
didn't
you're
even
trying
buy
to
me
create more
dinner,
of your
you fucked
freaks.
me.
No, you're trying to
You
create more
didn't
of you
buy
little
me
freaks.
dinner, you
No.
bitch.
No. Cut the head off the snake now. No more of you freaks. Don't you. I'm gonna be the other person on the side of the street. You're gonna be preaching Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna be like,
Well,
anything else? Anything else?
You know what? Thank you, freaks, for joining us this week. We
There
greatly
you go.
appreciate
See?
it. You bitch.
I set him up. You knock him down. That's how this works.
Not very well. But anyways, thank you all for joining us this week. We greatly appreciate it. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of us, please go follow us on social medias at Baka&Co Podcast, wherever you get your social media feed. I've been Frankfurter. That has been Magically Average. Until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.